Hey, let's do this look. I think it's so much fun to try new trends and to play with our makeup. And the latte makeup look is really a trend that's kind of going around, but basically it's just a elevated, natural, kind of keeping everything in the same color family look. And that color family is just like the warm coffee tones of those bronzy lattes and, oh gosh, the deeper, rich coffee espresso colors, just keeping everything very neutral. And it's a really fun look. So it's easy to recreate this look using the Seint cream makeup because we have all these different shades of bronzers. There's about, I think, 6 different bronzer shades now, so many different shades of highlights or foundation shades to build on, and so many different shades of contour. So when you're doing a latte look, what you want to do is just work with your skin tone, and with your contour and your bronzer, go about maybe 2 or 3 shades darker and a little bit warmer than your natural skin tone, so that you can get this rich, warm, kind of, just like I said, monochromatic kind of latte look that we're doing. So this is going to be really fun to recreate with you. So stick around if this is something that you want to do yourself, and let's get started. Okay, so the colors that I used on my skin tone, and these may work for you as well, or a combination of these with some other skin tones, and you can always let me know and message me if you want suggestions on what would work for you. So in my palette here, I'm going to be using Olive Contour, High Tide Bronzer. This is our new illuminator, and it's just like the perfect latte coffee color. This one here is called Nova, I believe. I think that's what it is. I know it's brand new and I just got it and I just love it. It's a cream. Here, wait, sorry, I got to look at my notes because I wrote these all down. Yes, this one is Nova, and I think it's really, really pretty. Look at that. That's that illuminator. Then I'm just using 2 of my highlight shades. Today I'm going to be using Sandy, which is a shade that I can wear. Oh, thank you, Angel. These are really fun. I think I got these at maybe Maurice's at the mall. At the mall, we have Maurice's. Yay. So this is Sandy, and it's one that I use as a main highlight shade quite often. And I think it's just going to give me a nice neutral base. And then this is Candlelit, and it's a shade that I can use as a brightener or a pop shade. So I'm going to be using these 2 foundation shades. And then Sandstone is just such a pretty rich terracotta color. We're going to mix that with a little bit of the bronzer and with the Nova Illuminator. Then over here, I'm going to do an eyeshadow look with you as well. So we're going to do our brows. I'm going to show you how you can use the balm. Our balm product is just amazing for making cream eyeliner. It's great for making your own custom brow pomade. So I'm going to show you how to use the balm to do that. And actually, you can make cream eyeshadows with it as well. It's just so much fun. So this is our balm. I have a little bit of my setting powder in here because I'm going to be priming my eyes. And then also it's nice to have in case you want to just prime and tone down just a little bit afterwards when you're done, any shine. But the whole point of this latte look that we're doing is just really a almost monochromatic, rich tones, warm colors, and it still looks really natural because you're keeping those all in those same families. Hi, Jennifer in New York. How are you? All right. So here for my brows, I have the color Trust, which is an eyeshadow I'll do on my brows. And then I'll repeat these as I use them. But then the 4 eyeshadows I'm going to be using, this is Chai, Bubba, Oak, and this is a Stardust Shimmer, which I just think it looks like the foam on top of a beautiful latte right on your eyes. All right, this is also Ibiza Lip and Cheek that I kind of mixed in on my lips with the Sandstone. So let's get started. What do you think? Have you heard of the latte look, and do you think this is something that you would like to do? If it is, then stay right here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go in kind of opposite of what I usually do, and I'm going to apply my main shade very lightly all over. And like I said, the color that I'm using as my main shade today is called Sandy. So I'm just going to tap in just a little bit. This is the blush and bronzer brush. This is a great brush for just blending and applying your makeup, your blush. You can do bronzer with it on either end. So I'm just taking a bit of my Sandy color And I'm going to apply that very lightly all over as my main foundation. So that's what I'm doing, tapping in. Let me back up so you can see a little bit, and then applying it. And I don't, look at this, I don't even have any mascara on this eye at all yet. Showed up with no makeup on this side. So you'll have to put up with watching me very clumsily put my mascara on. But what we're doing is a latte look, and I'm starting first by placing my main shade just very lightly. Now, if you haven't used Seint Makeup or you're not familiar with the consistency of it and the pigmentation of it, I hope you can see just how very pigmented and how very little of this makeup you can use to get great coverage. So here I've just laid down a very neutral coverage with the color Sandy, just all over up my face. Usually I like to contour first, but today we're doing it a little different with this latte look. So just a very nice neutral shade of my main shade, just tapping that on and pressing that in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with my brightener shade and I'm going to brighten. I know this seems so weird, but I'm going to brighten a bit. And I'm going to do it in another kind of odd way. I'm going to bring up my perfector sponge, and it's already been prepped, so it's already damp and it's already just poofy. It's not wet, it's not super dry, but I'm going to tap into a little bit of my highlight shade. And today, like I said, I'm using the color Candlelit. So it's not a huge jump from Sandy to Candlelit, but you can see here in the center of my face that it is giving me some light right here in the center of my face. And so I'm just pressing this in with my perfector sponge with a little bit of that Candlelit color. This would also go down my nose. I kind of already did that, but I'll just do a little bit more. And again, just take and press it right down your nose and just bring that up to the center of our face. So the idea here is to just have this rich, warm tones around the outside, and then we want to have this kind of washed out, bright, almost like the latte in the center. That's just a little bit lighter, but still within all that same family of colors, okay? So I'm gonna also grab a little bit here and put some right out here, right above my cheek, in here. So I'm just getting a little underneath my eye, not directly underneath my eye, but I come down a bit, and then I'm just going to turn this over and just really press that in so that the center of my face is lit up a bit compared to what we're going to do around the outside here. Okay. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go in now with some contour, and almost simultaneously, I'm going to be using the bronzer. And the contour shade I'm using today is called Olive, and this is my detail brush. I use this brush to contour with. I even use it sometimes to blend in my bronzer, but I just love the firmness of this end here. So I'm gonna, feel free to ask any questions as we go along. We're doing the latte look. So I'm gonna tap in because the contour is firmer, and I'm gonna just put it up here. This is Olive, right here. I'm going to mix it in where I've already done this side of my face because I want to make sure that it looks even, and bring that up into your hairline. Now, I'm not going to bring it down here along my temples. I'm actually going to use the warmer bronzer along here. Hi, hey Claudia, we're doing a latte. Even though I've given up caffeine, I'm still going to do fun, fun latte look. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of that bronzer shade. I think I'll switch over to the blush and bronzer brush, and this is called High Tide. It's really a warm shade. You're gonna see how warm that is. So I'm merging the warmth of that High Tide more on my temples and then up into the contour on the top of my forehead. So let me set that down so I can really blend, press and blend. You can even flip over the other side of this brush. That's why I like this brush. It helps diffuse. So if you feel, this is the blush and bronzer, and it just helps to diffuse and blend nicely. Very light touch, almost like you're feather dusting your best china. You don't want to knock it over and you don't want to go too rough, but it does help blend out and diffuse. So go ahead and decide how much or how little of that color you want. I'm going to add a bit more. I'm going to bring it down here along my cheekbone, high up on my cheekbone. And then again, turn that brush over and help diffuse that bronzer. So it's just very soft, but it's giving me that warmth that we want around our face, okay? All right, another place we want to put the bronzer is we want to take that and we want to pull it down on our neck and down on our chest. And if you're worried about it getting on your clothes, I don't think it's any different than any other makeup. I don't use very much of it, as you can see, but can you see how just that has warmed up my neck to my jawline? So using bronzer underneath your neck and down onto your chest area, really just blending that in, that really does help kind of connect your neck to your face, especially if you are two different colors, either lighter or darker, right? That just, bronzer, look at that, just warm that up. So easy. Okay, so we have added everything, the contour. I didn't add any contour underneath my cheekbones. Instead, today, I'm going to use more of the bronzer. And so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that bronzer and use that because we want warmth. This one's about warmth. I did want to add some depth up on my forehead, and I think I'll probably contour underneath my chin is what I did. But I'm just going to add this warmth here, almost where I would have contour, but just a bit higher up. And we're going to merge that and marry that in with the lip and cheek color. So let's go ahead and contour down. Oops, I noticed something here. I'm going to add some warmth. So if you see on the side of your face that you need a little bit more of your main shade, you know, like over here, I always forget to get close to my ear down here, just to add some more. And that's what's so great about this makeup is that it's buildable. Because it's cream, we can keep building on it. And because it's cream, we can blend it out and we can press it out if we get too much. And that's just what I love about it. Love it, love it. So we're doing the latte makeup trend over 55 edition. Okay, so anybody can do this. It's just a really great, warm, fun look. So let's go back into my contour, and I'm going to contour underneath my jawline. Just pick up remember with the contour, you can be firmer and more press in a little bit harder because, like I say, it's a firmer product on purpose because we want contour to stick and stay. We don't want to blend it out too much. So it tends to hold better if it has this more firmer consistency. All right, so we did the olive contour, we did high tide bronzer, we did my main shade, and we brightened. And we kind of did it in a different order. So if you're just now hopping on and you catch this later, just go back to the beginning. You can fast forward and rewind so you can kind of see the order that we did everything in. Now, I'm going to add my cheek color, and this is the Sandstone, which is really warm. So cheek color placement. Now, if you want fuller cheeks, like if you lost a lot of volume in your cheeks, you can put your color more centralized on the apples of your cheeks. But if you feel like you want a more lifted look, then look at your eye, the outside of your eye, and draw a line down to right above kind of where your contour would normally go, and just dot some of that color there. That was the UPS guy. And I'm going to take a little bit of the bronzer and kind of mix that in with it, just a little dot, and then some of this really pretty Nova color. Can you see that? It just, oh, it's so, so pretty. It's going to give it this really gorgeous glow. So then I'll take my blush and bronzer brush, and I'll start, make sure I don't shake the heck out of the table, by pressing it up and bringing it also up into my hairline and up along my temple, just so everything just kind of melds together a little bit seamless, or very seamless, not a little bit, very seamless, right? Because the latte look is all about using kind of colors that are very rich and warm and that are just within that same color family. Thank you, Stacy. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. So we're doing the latte look. So lips, I'm going to put a little bit of the Sandstone on my lips, which is a very pretty, very, very pretty terracotta color, but we're going to warm it up even more and give it a bit more of that latte look. So I'm going to take a little bit of Ibiza, which has it's just a really pretty color. It has a little bit of a pink undertone, but not much. It's a gorgeous neutral color. So we're just toning down there a little bit. And then to really, really bring out that fun latte look, we're going to take the Nova Cream Illuminator and pop that right in the center. And that gives those lips really, really pretty color. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we'll take a quick peek and make sure that we are blended. So what do you think? I think it is a very pretty, great, everyday, very glowy, warm look. I think we do ourselves the best favors at this age when we go warmer and a little bit darker than what we expect or what we've been using for years. So if you've never been color matched to Seint and you've never tried the cream makeup from Seint, you know, I have a link right there. At least get a free color match and give it a try. I think you would be really, really surprised. Thank you, Stacy. Isn't that fun? Is this something that you gals will try? I really like it. So let's go on now and do eyeshadow. Yeah, let's do eyeshadow and eyebrows. Okay, so eyebrows. All right. I love and I forget about how fabulous our balm is. It almost looks like lip gloss, but it's not. It's a clear balm that you can use to add anywhere on your face that you want a little bit of illumination. Yes. Oh, Carol, do you like this look? I'm so glad. Yeah, I think this is really, really pretty. And I think so many of us, no matter our skin tone, we can wear a very neutral monochromatic look like this. Okay, so let's take the line brush and let's fill in our brows and shape them a bit like I have on this side. So this is our line brush. It's got a nice angled end and then a spoolie on one end. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna tap into a little bit of the balm. So I'm kind of coating, creating almost like my own little pomade here. I love it, a latte. I love that, thank you. I didn't even think about that. I should have put that as the title. Love it, a latte look. I think I'll have to work that in. Thanks, Bambi. You're so cute. All right, so now I'm going to go into an eyeshadow. And there are a lot of different eyeshadows that you can use to fill in your brows. Again, it all depends on your skin tone, your coloring, your hair coloring, your brow coloring, but also what do you like? Do you like a darker brow to really make your eyes pop? I do. I like to go a bit darker. It took some time to get used to that because it really does put the spotlight on your face and on your eyes. But I think making your brows darker is another big favor you can do for yourself as you get older. All right, so I'm going to take the balm tapped in, and now I'm going to go into this color. It's called Trust. This is going to load this brush up here with quite a bit of my own handmade pomade, my own brow pomade that's right in my palette, so I don't have to have another bottle of something. All right, so I'm going to get my mirror in here, okay? And I'm going to pay attention. Sorry for not looking, but first thing I'm going to do is just very lightly come under and just on top to just frame out, kind of outline those brows, okay? So I'm outlining them first, not at the very front. I think that's one of the things that we have a hard time doing is leaving the front of our brows a little bit lighter, not as filled in. They look a little more natural that way and not as hard if you don't do that. So I'm outlining my brows. And can you see the color? And then when I come out here, I'm just going to kind of fake a little faux tail. Then whatever's left on the brush, I will just flick in and fill any spots that are a little bare, because that happens sometimes. We get a little patchy with our brows. But I'm kind of leaving that front area alone a bit. Then just take the spoolie, because we've got the brow or the balm mixed in, we can actually use it to kind of tame them, brush those up a bit, press them down if you want more of a kind of fixed look. But doing your brows, what a difference that makes. So definitely give that a try. Like I said, I used my balm, and it's just balm. It's just this clear balm. It's called BALM, and it's just a beautiful product that you can use to illuminate or add a glow anywhere, but it's also great for mixing in and making your own brow pomade with the line brush. So this is great. And also you can mix them in to make cream eyeshadows or cream eyeliners. Yeah, it's really, really great. Carol, yeah, you give it a try if you haven't done that yet. Okay, so what we're gonna do is do our eyes, and we're gonna do a really pretty coffee latte look, okay, with our eyes to kind of continue on this very monochromatic dimension and depth that we're getting, but all really from the same color family. All right, so this color here is called Chai. These are all from Seint also. These are 3 matte shades, and then I have a shimmer shade. So the first shade I'm gonna do is called Chai, like the chai latte. Yeah, right? So this is the smudge brush. Sometimes I like using this brush to apply my lid shade because I can really press it on. And that's what I'm doing right now, is going in and pressing. Oh, I forgot to prime my eyelid. Oh, that's okay. I'll pretty much prime it with this color. I'll just do a little extra. Priming your eyelid, like especially, I think I had put a little bit of my main highlight shade on my lids to kind of tone them. And sometimes adding a little bit of powder primer over the top really will help with non-creasing and really, or just use an eyeshadow primer as well. But I figure I really like the idea of not having to add more items into my makeup bag. If I can multi-use as many things that are inside my palette and not have to get extra of anything, that's what I'm going to figure out how to do, because I love multitasking products. So I'm just pressing this all the way up into the crease and across my lid and to the inside like this. So this is kind of my base color here. That one's called Chai. Then I'm going to go in with this color. It's called Bubba, and I think it's just a little bit more more kind of a little latte, kind of butterscotchy look. And that's going to go more in my crease and kind of on the outside corner. So I'm just blending it from the outside in. Now here's my crease. I close my eye first to kind of put it in the crease area and along the outer corner, but then I've got to leave my eye open to make sure that I get it also up on my brow a bit, okay? So we're just going in there and we're just pressing color on our lid. That's why I like, if you have really thin, crepey eyelids, pressing the makeup on, like using the smudge brush, which is a little bit firmer of a brush, if you can press it on, tap and press it on, sometimes that helps with not pulling the tender, kind of more thinner, crepey eyelids that we have, instead of using, like where's an eyeshadow brush, which I will use, instead of doing a lot of swiping or wiping back and forth. You can press also with the eyeshadow brush. It's just a little bit looser, but that's okay. So I like to just, and then when you come up to this area where there isn't as much texture sometimes, we're just blending right now and just kind of pulling some of that color over. All right, so now let's line our eyes and make our own cream eyeliner with this color here called Oak. And I'm going to use this end of the eyeshadow brush. It's kind of like this little smudgy end that looks like almost like an eraser, right? I'm going to tap into my balm, load the brush up with a little bit of my balm, and then I'm going to tap into the corner. And on my brush here now, I've got this creamy eyeliner that I'm going to use. So let me put my palette down, and that's going to go from the outside corner here, kind of at an angle. I'm using the outside of my brow to give me some direction of how I'm pulling that down. And then see this stuff out here, we're going to clean that up when we're done, where I got a little too far outside. If you can keep all of your eyeshadow from the end of your brow to the end of your eye, you're going to have much more of a beautiful lifted look. And so we'll clean that up at the end, because sometimes we just make a mess, and that's okay, because we can always clean things up. Hi, Helene. Oh, I'm so glad you're loving your Seint. So we're doing a latte look today for the over 55 edition here. I said over 50, but I just turned 57. All right, so I'm going to bring this down along the lashes a bit and here, and that's going to add some depth and dimension. So I'm going to flip this over, and then I'm going to just in little circular motions, pressing kind of into that crease, pressing into that outer corner, and then just lightly flicking so I can get that to just add some depth to that corner of my eye. Now, for the fun is now we're going to clean this up when we're all done. I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to show you how to do that. But we'll take our finger and tap into this color here called Stardust. It's a gorgeous shimmer, and this is going to give us that really pretty foam on the latte, like the foam, the beautiful foam to our eyeshadow look here. And you can use as much or as little. Like if you were going out, you can leave it a really fun bright pop. If you're daytime, you can soften it up a bit. Just take a brush and just press over just to soften that and blend it in so it's not just so poppy. But look at how fun that is. And I don't even have mascara on. Look at that. Okay, so let's clean up the outside of our eye, and then I'll put my mascara on. I'm going to take probably just my little beauty blender again, and I'm going to find a spot, and I'm going to just squeeze it and tap it into my, I gotta do it this way, I guess, into my highlight color, that candlelit color that's a little bit lighter, and see how I'm just going along here to clean that up and make that not be so far down. So already look at how that already, and I can see, I can blend. And I could have done this before, but sometimes I forget and sometimes I just get lazy and I do it after. But then I'll just take the sponge and just press around this area a bit. And anywhere else we need to press in our makeup. But boom, there we go. All right, so I'm going to prime my eyelids. I love this Maybelline Sky High Primer. I like the black. Sometimes I just wear the primer. Sometimes I will just wear the primer and I won't even put mascara over the top. The primer just coats the lashes, primes them. I think it actually even has a little bit of a growth serum in it. I put this on the bottom, just a little bit of the lash serum because I feel like it doesn't make a huge mess. But then I got to go back in. Maybelline has a Sky High mascara that goes with this as well. And Carol, my sponge is always damp, never dry. Always damp. But you can see how damp it is, as in it has no moisture. It's puffed up because I got water in it. I squeezed it out, and then it's just nice and damp and poofy and cool. We don't want to use it wet, and we don't want to use it dry. We want to use it, it's like the Three Bears. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, yes. All right, so this is Too Faced mascara, the Better Than Sex, which is a great mascara. My other one, the Sky High, Maybelline Sky High mascara in black, I ran out of because I used it so much. So I'm just using a bit of this one here. I'm just going to take a little bit off and wiggle, 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 trying not to make a mess because usually I put my mascara on first, but I thought I would be really good and do a complete makeup look with no makeup on this side. I'm not going to do the bottom. I'm not going to do the bottom. I always go to do the bottom and then I tell myself, no, don't put any on the bottom. Don't do that. Okay, there we go. So what do you think? Is this something that you like? Would you like me to send you a link to the colors that I used? I sure can. I can set up a little palette link and send you all these colors, and then you can pick and choose which ones you would like for yourself. If you've never been color matched and you want to get this gorgeous makeup that just is, I just love this makeup, you know that, then let me know. The link below to get a color match is there. And, you know, it's a free color match. Just if you haven't done it, if you are interested, give it a try. This was a latte look. And I think that no matter our age, we can play around with trends. We can have fun. So if you see trends, I will get you that. Yes, Carol, I will send you that. So if you come across fun trends, give them a try. Play with your makeup. I'm all about that. And we don't have to be perfect with getting our makeup on. We can just have fun with it. Just have fun with it, okay? And play. Because what's the worst thing that's going to happen? What's the worst thing? You're just going to have to wash it off and start over, or just go with it and the next day try a different look or try a different color. But it's just makeup, but it's so much more. It's a confidence booster. It's an endorphin hit. It's for me. and it makes me feel so much better, and I want to help you feel better too and enjoy doing your makeup again. So thanks for joining me today. My name's Karen. Make sure you comment below. If you're just now hopping on, rewind it. I'll save this so you can catch the beginning, and I can send you links on the actual colors and everything that I used today to create this fun latte look. Thanks so much. Bye.